roast duck has been honored as a world treasure. Grilled duck has been recorded since the Southern and Northern dynasties 1,500 years ago. In the Yuan dynasty, principles of correct diet start using the word roast duck. Roast duck was originally from the Ming dynasty. According to legend that Zhu Yuanzang, the Ming Taiju, had to eat a duck every day. The royal chefs studied various methods of roast duck in order to please the emperor. At that time, there were two kinds of roast duck, regular roast and cold stoking. As Zhu Di moved the capital to Beijing, the royal chef who cooked the roast duck in the royal court also came to Beijing. During the Jiajian years, Beijing roast duck spread from the royal court to the regular family. The first Beijing roast duck restaurant, which was said to have appeared in the 14th Ming Dynasty Yonggou. It is called Mi City Hutong, Ben Yifang. In the Qing Dynasty, the roast duck became the favorite of the minister, and it was an essential in all kinds of banquets. Nowadays, Beijing roast duck is characterized by red color, delicate meat, mellow taste and fat, but not greasy. Zhou Enlai, the first Chinese premier of the People's Republic of China, often entertained foreign guests with Beijing roast duck. Former U.S. National Security Advisor Kissinger, former U.S. President Nixon, former UN Secretary General Gali, and other officials all were eager to taste Beijing roast duck during their visits to Beijing. And former U.S. President, the late George W. Bush, had the title of Light of Texas. He was also a big fan of Beijing roast duck. The Houston Beijing Duck Restaurant was officially opened in November this year. Since the soft opening, it has received great reviews from our honored guests. It is known as the authentic Chinese taste. The species of raw duck of Beijing roast duck must be Beijing duck. Beijing duck is the world-famous fine meat duck standard. It has the characteristics of fast growth and good fattening performance, and is native to the Yiqian Mountain in the western suburbs of Beijing. Its fame has spread all over the world. The growth rate and survival hatching rate of American-bred Peking ducks are higher than those of China, which provide high-quality roast duck raw materials for Beijing Duck Restaurant. The roast duck cooked by Houston Beijing Duck Restaurant is made with a very strict process. First, the ducks are scalded and depilated with water at a temperature of 61 degrees Celsius and remains there until the temperature rises to 64 degrees Celsius. The ducks are then acid depleted in the warehouse at about 10 degrees for 12 hours, then frozen at a temperature of minus 20 degrees for 24 hours, and then air-dried for 24 hours in a warehouse of about 10 degrees. Only in this way can the roast duck have crispy skin and tender meat. The roast duck at the Beijing Duck Restaurant in Houston is baked in a German smart oven. The crispness and coloring is superior to traditional baking techniques. The baked duck will yield about 100 slices of roast duck, accompanied by the secret sweet sauce and topped off with a lotus leaf cake. It is delicious. The Houston Beijing Duck Restaurant has Chinese famous Master Lo as executive chef and is headed by Master Chen and Master Wang. Master Lo has been in the restaurant business for 35 years and uses traditional techniques to fully restore the taste of old Beijing roast ducks in the United States. Master Chen and Master Wang are mainly responsible for Cantonese cuisine and Sichuan cuisine. The wonderful dining environment is also a feature of Houston Beijing Duck Restaurant. The exquisite layout, antique accessories, and beautiful classical music bring the diners back from the hustle and bustle of the city. It lets the guests experience the tranquility and warmth, where the guests want to come back again and again. Make your reservation now at Houston Beijing Duck Restaurant.